Shyam, Radhe 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 Shyam.
Special session for this Guru Charitra's Veda Vigyanam. We'll do the Dhana Shloka for Bhagwan Dattatreya. After that, we'll give some background about Bhagwan Dattatreya and his incarnations, about the Guru Charitra. So let's Sachidananda Bhagwan Shri Dattatreya Maharaj ki jai. Avadhuta Chintana Shri Gurudeva Datta Shri Gurudeva Datta Shri Gurudeva Datta. Balarka Pravamindra Nila Jatilam Basmangarajo Shantam Nada Vilina Chitta Pavanam Shardu Sharmambaram Brahmaitne Sanakadibi Parivrutam Siddhe Samaradhitam Dattatreya Upasmahe Hrudi Mudadeyam Sada Yogi Bihi. So we भगवान दत्तात्रेय को प्रणाम करते हम और उनको चरण में प्रणाम करके हम उनको प्रार्थना करते कि यह जो गुरु चरित्र जो ग्रंथ है और गुरु चरित्र के ग्रंथ में जो वेदों के ऊपर का अध्याय है वह हमें समझने में आप मदद कीजिए। और बहुत बार इस अध्याय को पढ़ते हैं लेकिन कुछ बातें समझ में नहीं आती है और इसलिए आज हमने हमारे पूज्य रामकी जी को भी साथ में लिया है कि जो उनके ऊपर हमें थोड़ा सा प्रकाश डाले। He will able to put the light on that and will be able to understand it. So before that, because there's some, not everybody must be knowing about the Bhagwan Dattatreya, so I'm going to give very short explanation, not explanation, about telling about the Lord Dattatreya. So Bhagwan Dattatreya, and everybody knows about the Bhagwan Dattatreya. So I will just very short say Bhagwan Dattatreya, he was incarnated in Trinity form to Rishi Atri and Mata Anusuya. This was in the some Puranas say in the Satyug, some say in the Treta Yug. So it is around in that time. And Bhagavad, I think if I'm right, of course, Ramkiji will be able to correct me, but in Bhagavatam, it is because of this 24 incarnations, so this is the 6th incarnation before the Narada. So Bhagwan Dattatreya, as he was born to Rishi Atri and Anusuya, there were a lot of incarnations happened before. But in the Kali Yuga, say there are these two main incarnations happen. So first incarnation was Sripad Shri Vallabh Swami, who was, his time period is 1320 to 1351. And he was born in the Pithapuram in the Andhra Pradesh, which is near the Visakhapatnam. So this is very story goes like that. They had done the one special yagyas for Ganesha, and Ganesha came. Lord Ganesha came and took the prasada from that yagya. And that same time he said that I will be born as Shripad in Pithapuram. So this is that's why I think Sripashi Vallabh's Jayanti comes during the or Ganesh Chaturthi. So that is the first incarnation. The second incarnation, which followed the Sripashi Vallabh, he disappeared or took the samadhi in Kurugaddi in 1351, and he has given the promise to one couple, Madhav and Ambika, that he will come as their son. So his Narasimha Saraswati came, and his time period is 1378 to 1459. So if you see, this time period is almost around 80 years, 81 years something. So first one was like only 31 years. So he was born in the Karanja Lad in Maharashtra, which is currently in Maharashtra. That time it was in the Bahmani Sultan, it was. And he was disappeared near the Sri Shailam Kardelivan. Now, the Shishyas of Narasimha Saraswati, there were 4 Shishyas. Out of that, one Shishyas, Vanshaj, is the Saraswati Gangadhar. And Saraswati Gangadhar has written the Guru Charitra. Shri Guru Charitra, he has written it. Probably he took the help of the Sanskrit Guru Charitra from the Siddha Yoga, or we don't know, because that copy is not there. And this, he wrote it in 15th to 16th century, Saraswati Gangadhar. And in this Guru Charitra, there are the 3 basically: Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga. This is given. So all the aspects of this, all the 3 things, it is mentioned there. And sometimes it is like, because it is a concise book, we read it, and sometimes we need to literally get down to it to understand it, because digesting it becomes very difficult. So the Veda chapter, this chapter comes into the 26th chapter of the Guru Charitra, and the background comes from the 25th chapter, where the 2 proud Brahmans, they think that they know everything about the Vedas, and they are gone to this Muslim king, and then the Muslim king said, okay, you can go in my kingdom and take the certificate from all the learned people, or all the Vedic Brahmins, or that and they give the Jayapatra. And that's how they go to the Trivikram Bharati, and they asked to give him the Jayapatra, or debate with us. So he refuses to debate with this, and he said, this is not the chapter, this is not the topic to debate. Vedas is not topic to debate it. I don't know much about Vedas, and that's why I will take it to my Guru, and then he takes it to the Guru, Shri Narasimha Saraswati. And there, Narasimha Saraswati tries to explain this to Proudy Brahmans. Don't discuss, or don't debate, or don't go like this asking for the Jayapatra. If you have the knowledge, use it properly, but not for this purpose. And anybody has the knowledge, he will become more humble. He will not become the Proudy. So he tries to explain. He doesn't. They argue it. No, you should. And then he tries to explain it. What is a Veda, and it's the different thing which we will learn from the Ramkiji also. So this is the general background. Now about the Ramkiji, I will tell you, because before we start, we should know first background of the Guru Charitra, background of Dattatreya, Sripashi Vallabh, Sri Narasimha Saraswati, and the person who is explaining us. So Ramkiji, I will say him Puja Ramkiji because of course definitely he's learned one, and he has been blessed by his Guru. He has been blessed by his Guru, Shri Krishna Premi Maharaj. Yeah, Ramkiji, I'm saying properly? Name and
Yes,
okay.
perfect.
Yeah. So
That much introduction is sufficient. Karthikaji.
yeah, no,
Blessed.
the thing is,
Very
I'll
blessed.
say because this family, not only himself, but his full family from generations. It is not like he got it Diksha just for like few years back or something, but his generations has been getting blessed by the Swami Krishna Premi Maharaj, Shri Krishna Premi Maharaj. And then they founded this Brahma Sabha Samaj, which, again, as to explain, to propagate the Vedic knowledge, the Sanatan Dharmas, and everything else. Ramkiji's background, he has been from Bombay. He did BTech in mechanical engineering from IIT. Then he did the MBA from the IIM, correct? From the Ahmedabad. So, and then he was working as a very high level as a what is the CFO or COO at different companies, and he has his own companies which is managing it now. But for us, it is very important that he is devotees of Sri Krishna Premi Maharaj, and he is very knowledgeable, and we are taking this advantage of him. We are requesting him to enlighten us about this Vedic chapter in this book. So we all are requesting him. Ramkiji, please take over. Thank you.
Radhe Krishna. Guru Anugrahene Vapuman Purna. Yeah. We do not know why certain gurus choose to bless us, but they do. And Bhagavad Kripa comes to us through Guru Kripa. It was a beautiful introduction to Dattatreya Bhagavan, various incarnations, and Guru Charitra. I feel very happy, very blessed to have been speaking with Karthikaji, with Avinash-ji, with Sri Datta, with Avadut-ji, Manoj, Nayana. Many beautiful conversations have led to the beginning of these 3 sessions. Normally, most people who know me know that I like to speak extempore, based on the situation, the inspiration of the moment, and the people who are in front of me. But somehow this particular session, we decided we will use some guidelines. And the basic foundation is a book called Veda Vigyanam, written by Parayanam. Manoj, Kapil, you're able to see the slide? Yeah.
Yes,
we
Ramkiji.
can.
All right, very good. Vedas are known by many names. And one of the names of the Veda is Shruti. Many of you may have heard this, Shruti. Adi Shankara, when we pray to Shankaracharya, there is a famous sloka. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram. In that, Shruti means the Vedas. The Vedas are called Shruti because of the way they are transmitted in the tradition from Guru to Sishya to Prasishya to Prasishya. Okay? The Guru says the mantra, Bhadram Karne Vishnuyama Devaha. Then the Sishyas, they listen to it extremely carefully because they think it's a big blessing. To even be in the presence of the Guru is a big blessing. To hear the Veda mantra is an even bigger blessing. So they hear it very carefully and they repeat it twice so that the Guru can certify, theek se sun liya aapne. Okay. So because we follow that process, the Vedas are called Shruti. In Srimad Bhagavatam, there is an amazing episode where the Shrutis have taken form and they are offering worship to Bhagavan. That chapter is variously known as Shruti Gita or Veda Stuti. Very beautiful, amazing chapter. In that, this particular shloka appears. Tulya Shruta Tapashilaha Tulya Swiyari Madhyamaha Api Chakru Pravachanam Ekam Sushrushavopare. Kapekarji was in his dhyana, he said, no, the Sanat Kumaras are worshipping Dattatreya Bhagavan. Those Sanat Kumaras are in one assembly. Lot of people have come together and the topic is how the Vedas are worshipping Paramatma. That is the topic. In that, each person who has come there, this is not happening in our physical level of existence. Hum log bhulok mein hai na? So, bhuhu, bhuvaha, suvaha, mahaha, janaha, tapaha. So, jano lokam, very high level. All the people who are there are also very high level people. Every one of them who has assembled, tulya shrutaha, shruta means to hear. They have all heard from great masters. Tulya tapaha, they have not just heard, उन्होंने काफी मनन किया है उसके बारे में. So they have expanded what they have heard within themselves. Tulya shilaha, and they have all great qualities. Everybody is eager to enjoy Bhagavad Kripa, Guru Kripa. Those kind of people have gathered. And they decided to explore the blessings of the Vedas. We will appoint one person to speak. Api Chakruhu Pravachanam Ekam. And all the others have selected one of the Sanat Kumaras. There are 4 brothers. One of them has been selected to speak and the others are listening very carefully. I feel like that today. Everybody in this group is all greatly advanced. How many times they have read Guru Charitra? Not possible without the blessings of Dattatreya Bhagavan, without the blessings of Sri Pada, Sri Vallabha, Sri Narasimha Saraswati. Not possible to read any scripture without big blessing. Each one of them could have spoken. It is my blessing that Kapekarji said, okay, please speak about the Vedas. And I am delighted, absolutely delighted. We start with Krishna and Uddhava. You know Uddhava, right? Uddhava was chief minister for Krishna. Extremely intelligent, very hardworking. And he was so famous that the Devas have a guru, you know. That guru, Brihaspati, decided, boss, mere ko a shishya chahiye. I want Uddhava to be my student because he is going to really make me famous. Aisa soch ke Brihaspati selected Uddhava as his shishya. Sishyo Brihaspate Sakshat Uddhavo Buddhi Sattamaha. Not just smart, not just hardworking, not just intelligent and very learned, but an extremely devoted person. Very devoted to Krishna. So devoted that he can see Krishna's face and he can guess what Krishna is thinking. Utna dosti hai unka. They are friends. And he is not just friends, he is also devotee. One day he heard that one Shapa has come into Dwaraka. that some Maharshis have given one shapa. He is very concerned. Aisa hota hi nahi hai. It never happens. Because Govinda Bhuja Guptayam. Dwaraka is protected by the hands of Govinda. Nothing can happen. So he thought about it. When he saw Krishna, he realized, oh, Krishna is going to end his avatar. He didn't know what to do. He's like, Arey, every second I have been enjoying his anugraha. There is a shloka. Pratikshana anugraha bhajanoham. Pratikshana anugraha. How am I going to live without Krishna next to me? So he went to him alone. Met him alone and he said, Naham tavangri kamalam kshanardam api keshava tektum samutsahe nath. Swadhama nayamamapi. Don't leave me. When you're going, please take me also with you. Krishna said, Uddhava, I have other plans for you. You have to go to Badarikashrama, and from there, then you have to go to Vrindavana. I have some plans. I'll tell you what you have to do. In the meantime, if there is any final things you want to ask me, you can ask. So Bhagavatam 11th canto, full thing is Krishna talking to Uddhava about everything. The entire chapters of Bhagavad Gita is explained in much more detail in 11th canto. Bhagavan Dattatreya appears in 11th canto. He speaks with Yadu Maharaja about the whole world being his guru. 24 Guru Tattvas he is explaining. So many beautiful things happen. And of course, Krishna Avataram ended. And Uddhava is going to Badarikashrama. As he is going, he met Vidura, another great devotee. You know Vidura, no? Pandava's uncle. So when devotees meet, they are happy because bodhayanta parasparam. In Gita, Krishna says, when extremely good devotees meet, they are very happy. They talk to each other about Bhagavad Guna, Bhagavad Leela, and they feel delighted. Aisa unka experience hai. So, Vidura and Uddhava both are great devotees. They are speaking, and Vidura is super happy and super sad. Krishna Avataram has ended. He is super sad, super happy that Uddhava got so much time with Krishna. So, Vidura is asking him, boss, Krishna told you so many things, no? He told you Ashtanga Yoga, he told you Sankhya Yoga, he told you Karma Yoga, he told you Jnana Yoga, he told you Bhakti Yoga, he told you so many things. Can you please tell me all those things? Because Krishna has told you, you can tell me all those things. Uddhava said, absolute blessing, no question. However, I am not going to tell you. Vidura is like, why not? So he said, Bhagavan has told me, when I was listening to all the things Krishna was telling me, Maitreya, Saint Maitreya was there. And Bhagavan told me that I should tell you that you should go to Haridwara and there you will meet Maitreya. Maitreya Bhagavan will give you all the things that Krishna gave me. Our stories have deep truths. There are many blessings hidden in this story. The blessing we want to focus on is Bhagavan decides from whom it is most appropriate for you to get certain knowledge. Bhagavan has decided. We may think that we have gone to this guru or this guru has accepted us. Oh, sab hai. All that is there. But that has happened because Bhagavan has decided Maitreya will be guru for Vidura. How will we know? When you go to some satsanga, there are many satsangas and all satsangas are great. But for you specifically, you go to one satsanga, you feel very happy. You feel some sense of completion. You feel very peaceful. ऐसा लगता है अरे अच्छा हो गया यहाँ पहुंच गए. That is the satsanga that Bhagavan has decided for you. That is how we check. I have to thank Manoj and Nayana for this. I put a overview of the things that we will hopefully stick to this. Because once I speak what inspires me. Veda Vigyanam, we have finished the Avatarika portion, the context Kapikarji has explained. We are going to look at Veda Vigyanam, and then we are going to enter immediately into Guru Charitra. I have requested Sri Dattaji to tell us the story of the three huge mountains. And then we are going to spend some time looking at how to access the Vedic blessings. And the rest of it is access. Pranava, Vyahriti, Gayatri, Vedadi. We are going to spend some time looking at Veda Vibhaga and how our entire philosophy is Lokakshema. And everything is founded on Guru Kripa. That is our first session. We are calling it initiation. Second session, we are going to do the 4 Vedas and the 6 Angas. And session 3, we'll look at the Vedantas, or the final conclusions, the Upanishads. That's the overall structure of our 3 sessions. Veda Vigyanam, Premi Maharaj originally wrote in Sanskrit and in Tamil. It's in 10 parts, 234 chapters, each one of them worthy of great manana. Worth, so happy you become when you read what he has said and think about what he has said and connect it to various pravachanams that he does. It is a huge blessing. Somehow, we do not know why, amongst hundreds of thousands of devotees, not 1 or 2, hundreds of thousands, he said we need an English translation, and we were blessed to translate Veda Vigyanam into English. 10 parts. First part is the overview. It describes the overall structure, what is in each of those. So the overview, part 1. Time of the Vedas, how to look at things. And we will look at the overview in a little more detail. Part 2 is everything about Upasana. And Upasana in the form of Yajna. Yajna-upasana is part 2. Part 3 is totally all the descriptions of the various devatas and devi swarupas. Whether there is 1 god, whether there is 3 gods, whether there is 33, whether there is 33 crores, all those have been discussed. What are the various categories, how to view, what is an Adidevata, everything is taken care of in part 3. Part 4 is Vedic Maharshis, all the Maharshis, how to view the blessings right from Atri Bhagavan. आपने बताया अभी Dattatreya Swami incarnated to Atri Maharshi. I feel very blessed that we are Atreya Gotra. Book 5 is all about spirituality and religions. Premi Maharaj traces every religion, finds out how it started, goes back to the roots, till he comes to Sanatana Dharma. Okay, so he gives you a view of how to understand not just the big religions now. He has covered religions that we may not even have heard the names of because they existed for a few centuries and are gone. Doesn't matter. He has covered all of them. Dharmas and samskaras. What are the various dharmas? There are Ishti dharmas and Purti dharmas. What are the various samskaras, right? From when the child is conceived to when it is born to when it grows up to finally when we offer our body itself at the end as a yajna to Rudra Bhagavan. Everything is covered. All the samskaras are covered. Part 7 is fully on how to lead a good life, how to be blessed in the material world. Spiritual dekenge baad mein. First of all, you have to be happy in the material world, So how do you lead a good life? That is book 7. How to understand various avatars. What is the tattva of each avatar? For example, Varaha Bhagavan, the avatara, he is Yajna Swarupa. So all those tattvas are described, how to understand various Puranas and various stories. Part number 9 is Siddhanta. Siddhanta means how to understand Jiva Tattva, how to understand Brahma Tattva, how to understand Ishvara Tattva, Maya Tattva. What is the final conclusion? How to get moksha, how to get kaivalya, what are the different kinds of mokshas, who is eligible for what kind of moksha? Siddhanta is number 9. And how do you reach there? What are the different parts of Upasana? Upasana, we define as worship. So all that is covered in book 10. Okay? So book 1 is most relevant for our Guru Charitra, chapter 26. Premena starts with looking at exploring the time of the Vedas and proving that Vedas are divine and they are not man-made. He debates what is the language in which the Vedas have appeared, and he shows how one Veda is given to us as 4. Also, Shadangas. There is 4 Vedas and there are 6 auxiliary parts. You have to study all of them together. Okay. So the Shadangas are Sikshay, Kalpam, Vyakaranam, Niruktam, Chandas, Jyotisham. For example, Avinash ji asked me something about Prashna. In Guru Charitra, word keeps coming, Prashna, Prashna. You know, in our normal language, Prashna means question. Okay. Oh, उसने प्रश्न पूछा, ऐसे बोलते हैं ना, प्रश्न उत्तर. So question answer है. But in the Vedic terminology, Prashna means a collection of chapters. Okay. So Rudra Prashna comes in 11 Anuvakas. Okay. Chamaka Prashna comes in 15, but 11 are used for Rudropasana. So aisa special meaning rehta hai. Some words have a different meaning in the Vedic context. All that you understand from Nirukta. So Vaisa, there are 6 angas: Sikshay, Kalpam, Vyakaranam, Niruktam, Chandas, Jyotisham. Then there are something specific to each part, each shakha of the Vedas, that is Pratishakya. How you study the Vedas so that not a single syllable can be mispronounced. That is covered. Then Veda Siddhi, what shakas are currently in practice, what shakas have disappeared, what is the meaning of the Upanishads, how do you do logical inquiry? That is Mimamsa. We do not want anybody to blindly believe anything. Our religion is very open, very inclusive. Aap aao aaram se, aap dhyan karo, you analyze. If it appeals to you, you accept. Finished. Mimamsa Shastra. Then all the commentators. See, what happens is there are commentators who are traditional commentators. Like, for example, Bhagavad Gita. There are many people who have written commentary. Okay? But the highest commentary for us is Shankaracharya's commentary. What Shankaracharya has said about Bhagavad Gita is the highest. Similarly, for Ramayana, there are so many. Bhagavatam, there are so many. Each, there are some traditionally highly revered Vyakhyanas. So for us, they are Shabraswami, Kumarala Bhatta, Mandana Mishra. So those are people whom we hold at a high level. Okay? And there are many foreign commentators also. Some of them truly want to learn. Unko seekhna hai. Arey, such a big treasure. My God. Sanatana Dharma, so much treasure. So they really want to learn. They are okay. But there are some others who want to try and limit everything to 2000 years because their guru or their thing appeared less than 2000 years ago. So Premi Anna says, such commentators, we can just leave it. We don't have to spend too much time with them. We will follow the commentators who are traditionally most highly revered. Okay. So I thought we will start with one Taittiriya Upanishad mantra. Taittiriya Upanishad is in 3 parts. This is in Bhrigu. Today being Pitrupaksha Ammavasya, you know, we want to offer our namaskaras, our gratitude to all the forefathers. You know, all these Brahmanas, how much they have given up to preserve the Vedas. They studied only the Vedas, dedicating their whole life, and then that treasure has come to us through our parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, even in our own families, how much they would have given up just to make sure that some unknown grandchild, great-grandchild in my lineage will be happy. Aisa kya kiya hoga unhone? We have to offer our gratitude. Mahalaya Paksham, 15 days dedicated towards offering gratitude to our great forefathers and the great people who have given us this tradition. This Taittiriya Upanishad mantra, many of you know. It tells us that all of us have come from some great Ananda Swarupa. And because we have come from some great Ananda, everybody is trying their best. You remember Vidura Maitreya, no? Vidura asked Maitreya, Sukhaya karmani karoti loke Everybody in the world is so desperate to get some pleasure. Why is that? So Maitreya Bhagavan says, because everybody has come from some great Ananda and everybody wants to go to that Ananda. Sometimes they think, oh, I have one house. If I have two houses, maybe I will be happy. I have two cars. If I have three cars, maybe I will be happy. Try kar rahe hain, because they faintly know inside that they have all come from that Ananda.
आनंदो ब्रह्मेति व्यजानात् आनन्दाध्येव खल्विमानि भूतानि जायन्ते आनन्देन जातानि जीवन्ति आनन्दं प्रयन्त्यपि संविशन्तीति
Anando Brahmeti Vyajanat. All our Vedas, the foundational belief is that they are the heart of Paramatma. You may have heard a story called Ajamila Upakhyana. There was a guy called Ajamila, and he was lucky to witness a conversation between Yamadutas and Vishnudutas, two sets. In that, this sloka appears. Vishnudutas asking, what is the Vedas? What is Dharma? You tell us. And Yamadutas, Yama is Dharmaraja. He knows all the Dharma. So Yamadutas are saying, Veda pranihito Dharma, Adharmastad viparyaya, Vedo Narayana Sakshat, Swayambhuriti Sushruma. Vedo Narayana Sakshat. There's the beauty of this. When Rama devotees open Ramayana, they actually experience Rama through the scripture. When we read Guru Charitra, we experience Guru's grace through the scripture. Similarly, when we study the Vedas, we experience Paramatma through the Vedas. Because they are divine, they are not man-made. If they are not man-made, then what about all these rishis? Everybody knows that Gayatri Mantra, Vishwamitra Rishi. Right? We know that. So what does that mean? Didn't the Rishi write that mantra? There are Rishis for every Vedic mantra. So I requested Manoj and Naina to read the relevant portion from Guru Charitra OV. If you don't mind, please read 26:13.
Okay. Can you repeat the OV number?
26:13.
26 to 30.
Ja Dakhavina.
Huh.
(2016)
30.
करुणावचन ऐकोनी व्यास सांगे संतोषोनी पैल शिष्या ते बोलावोनी ऋग्वेद निरोपित ऐक पैल शिष्योत्तमा सांगेन ऋग्वेद महिमा पठण करिगा धर्म कर्मा ध्यान पूर्वी करोनी पैल म्हणती व्यासासी बरवे विस्तारावे आम्हासी ध्यान पूर्वक लक्ष्मणेसी भेदा भेद निरोपावे त्यात शक्य जे आम्हासी तेची शिको भक्तीसी तू कामधेनु आम्हासी कृपा करिगा गुरुमूर्ती.
Super. Very nice. So there is an OV which says, Tuja Dakhavena Pahe Sakala. It is the 13th OV. What does that mean? Dakhavena means to see. Our rishis are mantra drishtas. That means what? Something exists, you see it. Okay, like Christopher Columbus. Not that America didn't exist before he discovered. It was there already. But he is credited with having discovered it. Similarly, in our tradition, all the Vedic mantras, the rishis, because of their tapas, they are able to see. And when they see the mantra, they accept it as a divine grace and give it to us. Apaurushaya, not man-made, mantra drishtas, seers only, discoverers, not creators. There's a beautiful story in the Krishna Yajurveda's first prashna. Krishna Yajurveda has many parts. One part is called Kataka Prashna. I'm smiling because we are Krishna Yajurvedis. And in the Kataka Prashna, there is a story of Saint Bharadwaja. And that is the first story that appears in the Guru Charitra, chapter 26. The Guru, as Kapekarji said, Brahmanas are normally Shama, Dhamma, Guna Sampannas. They are very humble. The more they learn, they feel that there is so much infinity to know more. So they are very humble actually. But somehow these two were not so humble. They have come. So the Guru is trying to test them right in the beginning. He's telling them the story to prove Veda Vai Anantaha. Veda Vai Ananta mantra comes in many forms. Sometimes it comes as Ananta Vai Vedaha. Sometimes it comes as Veda Vai Anantaha. Doesn't matter. Different shakas. There's a Pratishakya rule, basically showing the infinite nature of the Vedas. I asked Sri Dattaji to explain the story as it appears in Guru Charitra.
Thank you, Ramkiji. It's really an honor to speak when you're speaking here. So I'll start with the prayer. Yatas sarvani bhutani pratibhanti stitani cha yatraivo pashamami yanti tasmai satyatmane namaha. It says salutation to that reality in which all elements, all moving and non-moving beings shine, and they shine as they have independent existence. They exist for a time and into which they merge. I salute to that ultimate truth. So the story goes, as you mentioned, these were arrogant Brahmins, and there was a king in Vidura Nagari. From there they came. He was a Yavan, a Muslim king, and these arrogant Brahmins were going and trying to win over others with their knowledge. And as you rightly mentioned, Shri Guru, they went to Trivikram Bharati, who was Shri Guru's disciple, and Trivikram Bharati brought them in front of Shri Guru, and that starts the chapter 26 on this one. And the first OV goes like, Shri Guru Mhanati Brahmanasi Naka Brahmo Yuktisi Vedanta Nakale Brahmayasi Ananta Veda Asati. So as you correctly mentioned, Shri Guru is telling Veda are infinite. Vedanta Nakale, that is not understandable. How can you understand which is beyond our senses? Touch, feeling, buddhi even. So these are infinite. And then he's trying to kind of test them. He told something. So he was saying, he tells the story of Vyasa first. So he says, Vyasa had 4 disciples. Shishya hote chaughe bale, prakhyata name avadhara. So first was Paila. The second was Vaishampayan. The third was Jaimini. And fourth, Sumantu. And they wanted to learn these Vedas. And this is what Vyasa tells him. So Vyasa is telling, Ek Vyada Vyakta Shikata, Pahije Dina Kalpanta, Chari Veda Kevi Vachita, Ananta Veda Ase Mahima. This is the 6th OV in that chapter 26. So he says, Shri Guru is saying that even Rishis have taken great pains to learn this Vedas. And he says later on, in Kali Yuga, the span of life is short. So it's impossible to learn all the Vedas. Then he tells him the story of Bharadwaja. So Bharadwaja is one of the famous Muni. Bharadwaja is considered son of Bruhaspati himself. So he wanted to learn Vedas, and he went to Brahmadev, the creator. And there, this is Shri Guru is telling the story to these arrogant Brahmins, and Trivikram Bharati is also present there. So Brahmadeva is telling that he showed, that's the OV that we mentioned here, Koti Surya Disati. So he, Brahma Davi Vedansi, Disatati Tina Rashi Guru Rupa Honi. What does that mean in English is that Brahma showed these Vedas to Bharadwaj, and Bharadwaj saw them as 3 mountains, huge mountains. And he says they were looking as Jyotirmaya Koti Surya, Pahata Rushisa Vate Bhaya. He was a little bit scared. This is Koti Surya, billions of suns, Jyotirmaya. So in that, since he went to Brahma and Bharadwaja was a high caliber person, still Brahma gave him 3 handful of Vedas, is what the story goes. And then even that was very hard for him to learn. And then this is telling basically the infinite nature of Vedas, and this happened with Bharadwaj. And then Shri Guru again tells them now. Vyasa's 4 Shishas, which I said, Paila, Vaishampayan, Jaimini, and Sumantu. So they got these 4 Vedas from Vyasas. So Vyasa is telling Paila, Rigved to Paila, Vaishampayan got Yajurved, Samaved went to Jaimini, and Sumantu, the 4th one, he got the Atharva Ved. And in that whole chapter afterwards, 26th chapter in Guru Charitra, they have given all the different, at the high level, he has given all the different things. What is the meter? What are the Vedas? What are the Shakha? And all those things are given. Brahmanas and all those things. So that's how that story goes. And I will stop here, Ramkiji, with your great conversation.
Very nice. Beautiful. Excellent. So the story is a little different in Yajurveda. And I think if Trivikrama Bharati had been having a conversation with Sri Narasimha Saraswati, the conversation would have been at a very different level, because there is Guru Sishya Bhava there. The Sishya has all the required qualities to approach the Guru. Guru has all the grace. The conversation would have been very different. But because these 2 people came with the idea that I want to debate and get some Vijay Patra, kya karne wala hai, malum nahi. But because they came with that, so the Guru is not so happy. So he's testing them with the story. He says that Bharadwaja, in Guru Charitra, it says he did 3 kalpas of tapasya. In the Yajurveda, it says he did 3 lifetimes of devas. So he's checking what he knows. There it is. He learned. He's very happy. He goes, and Indra comes to him and says, "What have you learned?" He shows him all he has learned, and he says this is equal to 3 pebbles compared to the 3 huge mountains. Aisa thoda differences hai. But the differences, I think, are because the Guru is testing whether these Brahmanas are paying attention, or they are only bothered about when can we get to the debate and when will I be able to prove that I am a scholar. Okay. So there is a difference in how somebody approaches. How somebody approaches makes a huge difference on what they get. Shanasangena sadhushu, these Brahmanas also got moksha after some time, but there is much better ways to interact with the Guru. If the Vedas are Ananta, then what chance do we have of even exploring them? Whatever we explore will be nothing, no? So aisa question aata hai. Ananta by Veda, then what exploration will you do? So for that, we have to request the blessings of Srimad Ramayana.
Anando.
So that Brahma has one Ramayana, and that Ramayana has 1 billion slokas. We will not be able to read it in our lifetime. So there are some very beautiful slokas from Ramayana's Mangala Shasana, which teach us how to approach things that are infinite. Vedas are infinite. We have to approach them with great care and great Shraddha Bhakti Samanvita hai. So we have to look at these 2 slokas. Avinash ji.
Radhe Krishna. Charitam Raghunathasya Shatakoti Pravistaram Ekaikam Aksharam Proktam Mahapatakanashanam Srunvan Ramayanam Bhaktya Yapadam Padameva Va Sayati Brahmanastanam Brahmana Pujate Sada.
Super. Beautiful voice and beautiful bhava, the way you read it. Very nice. Charitam Raghunathasya Shatakoti Pravistaram. 1 billion shlokas. What will I do? So the Mangala Shasana itself is giving the answer. Shrinvanne Ramayanam Bhaktya. Don't worry. The Vedas are infinite, but Bhagavan Veda Vyasa, like Sridatta said, has given us 4 portions. Similarly, billion shlokas in Ramayana, but the Ramayana that we read in Bhuloka is 24,000 shlokas. Because Gayatri is 24 letters, so 24,000 shlokas. Even that people may not be able to read. So the Gurus are so kind. You know what they are saying? Shrinvan Ramayanam Bhaktya. You just listen to Ramayana. Even if it is 1 shloka, it is okay. Yah Padam. Even if you listen to quarter shloka, it is okay. Even if you listen to a word of a quarter shloka, it is okay. That is why so many mantras, beginnings, the Guru is giving. Namaste Rudra Uttama. That thing caught my eye. Because we do puja to Shivaji, no? So that particular piece caught my eye. Even that one word, one sentence is sufficient. What happens when you approach with bhakti? The scripture itself starts revealing to you. It may reveal it to you in your own meditation. It may reveal it to you by bringing you into some satsanga where these things are spoken about. Many ways, the scripture itself will bless you to start understanding the pieces of what it is trying to give you. Similarly, for the Vedas, there is a way to approach the blessings of the Vedas. I was talking to a pilot once. He said, Ramki, landing is like really critical part of the pilot's job, you know. But if you get the approach right, then aapka 75%, 80% kaam ho gaya. If you get the approach wrong, then aapka landing mushkil hai. You know, that was his. Similarly for the Vedas, you know, to get the blessings of the Vedas, we need to worship and get the blessings of the Vedadi. Veda plus Adi becomes Vedadi. For the blessings of the Vedadis, we need the blessings of Gayatri. For the blessings of Gayatri, we need the blessings of Vyakriti. For the blessings of Vyakriti, we need the blessings of Pranava. So that means you have to first worship Pranava, get its blessings, get the blessings of Vyakriti, get the blessings of Gayatri, get the blessings of Vedadis. Then what is infinite will reveal itself to you in pieces that make sense to you. Everybody knows Pranava. A plus U plus Ma is Om. Holy day today, no? Mahalaya Paksha Ammavasya. Tomorrow, Navaratri is starting. So many people are learning Lalita Sahasranama. Sri Mata, Sri Maharagni, Sri Mat Simhasaneshwari, Chidagnikunda Sambhuta, Deva Karya Samudhyata. Everybody is learning, no? So, in Navaratri we chant Lalita Sahasranama. End of that, there is a 108 Ashtottara Namavali. Archana is done. Some people do Archana with Kumkuma. In our traditions, we do with Kumkuma. Some with flowers. Some do Manasa Archana. It's okay. In that, there is one beautiful Archana. Jagrit Swapna Sushuptinam Sakshi Bhutyai Namo Namaha. This appears in the Ashtottara after Lalita Sahasranama. What does this mean? Jagrat means the state in which we are awake. We are awake, we are here, we go to work, we come back, we cook, we eat. So many things we do when we are awake. We fly from one country to the other. All that is Jagrat Avastha. At night, we'll be sleeping. Then we may dream. Our minds are, oh, I went to this beautiful place. My child got this big prize, big award, whatever. Aapka dream mein kuch nahi aata hai. That is Swapna Avastha. Then there are times when you sleep without any dreams, deep sleep, that is called Sushupti. Sushupti is very critical for us. Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. These are the 3 states that normal human beings experience. Great Mahans, great Avatara Purushas, they also access a 4th stage called Turiya. That which is a witness to Jagrat, Swapna and Sushupti, that is called Turiya Avastha or Samadhi. So A, U plus Ma becoming Om is Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, leading us to an experience known as Turiya. The deity for Jagrat Avastha is Vishwan. These are Vedic deities. The deity for Swapna Avastha is Tejasan. The deity for Sushupti is Prajnan. And Turiya is Parabrahma Swarupa. So if you worship just Pranava, then it's so easy. Even foreigners, they know Om. तो वो लोग भी Om बोलते हैं यार. So why should we not worship our own treasure? Jagrat Swapna Sushupti Nam Sakshi Bhutyai Namo Namaha. Just chanting Om is the worship. It is worshipped as just the name of the Parabrahma Swarupa. It is worshipped as the Shabda form of Parabrahma. It is worshipped as the representative of Parabrahma. Doesn't matter. Because in the Vedas, we don't say Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. That is in the Puranas. In the Vedas, Brahma is known as Hiranyagarbha. Vishnu is known as Virat Purusha. And Shiva is known as Ishvara. So A is Virat Purusha. In Gita Shloka is there, Aksharana Akarosmi. U is Hiranyagarbha, Brahma. Ma is Shiva, because the famous Panchakshari mantra, Ma is the power for that. Everybody knows the Panchakshari mantra. No? So in that, Ma is the Uyirelthum of the Tamil. It's what provides life to the Panchakshari. So that is Shiva's mantra. The three put together lead us to a God beyond form that we, for our purposes of speaking, call it Parabrahma. And the same thing we can view as Srishti, Sthiti, Samhara, because everything, a human being is born, lives and passes away. You know, a bird is born, lives, passes away. Aisa chota cheez nahi. Even trees live, mountains, they are born, they live, they pass away. Cities, they are born, they live. You know, countries, they are born, they live, they pass away. Planets, solar systems, galaxies, universes, everything, there is a Srishti, a Sthiti, and a Samhara. That is why in all religions you will find the Trinity. Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami, Sangam Sharanam Gacchami. Unka bhi teen hai. Sab mein teen rahega. Because it is foundational to material existence. The best way to view, not best, one of the other ways to view, there are many ways, you pick whichever one you like, is that A represents Paramatma, U represents Jivatma, Ma represents Upasana, and A, U, Ma together represents Aikya or Moksha. Blessings of Pranava, Om. Then we can approach the blessings of Vyahrati. Vyahrati has three parts, Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha. And the mantra is Om Bhur Bhuva Suvaha. That is the mantra for Virat Purusha. We see the universe. We live in a city, it's in a state, it is in a country, it's in a continent, it is on this planet Earth, on this solar system, on this galaxy. There are many such galaxies that makes this universe. Shankaracharya says there are many such universes. Brahmandhani Bahuni. All of them is Virat Swarupa Vishnu. So Bhuhu is the mantra for Agni. Om Bhu Swaha Agni Aidannamama Bhuva Swaha Vayava Aidannamama Suva Swaha Surya Aidannamama Bhur Bhuva Suva Swaha Prajapate Aidannamama. Very famous mantra. Will be used in many places to offer Nevedya to your deity, to offer Prokshana for Parihara. This Vyahrati, they do Upasana by itself or with Gayatri. For anything to be created, we need two Karanas. This is an Upanishadic matter, Vedantic matter. One is called Nimitta Karana, one is called Upadhana Karana. If you imagine a pot, the Nimitta Karana is the potter. You need a potter with the knowledge, the desire, the tools to actually make it. Jnana Shakti, Ichha Shakti, Kriya Shakti. So that is in somebody. Then you also need some non-sentient thing, like for the pot you need a clay. That is called Upadana Karana. In Gajendra Moksha, Gajendra is saying, Namo Namaste Akila Karanaya Nishkaranaya Adbhuta Karanaya. So he's saying, Paramatma, you are the Karana for everything, but you don't have a Karana. Nishkaranaya. Not only that, everything else has a Nimitta Karana, Upadana Karana, but you are special because you are both Nimitta Karana and Upadana Karana for this universe. ऐसा एक beautiful worship है. Gajendra Moksha में ऐसा एक worship है. We remember that when we worship Vyakruti. Pranava, Vyakruti, Gayatri. So somebody, I was blessed to talk to so many people, Avadut ji, Madhav ji, so many people. And one of the things they told me is that there is an OV which says Gayatri che Chandasi. Okay. So there is a difference between Gayatri Mantra and Gayatri Chandas. Chandas means a meter or a number of syllable count. Okay. So when we say Gayatri Chandamsi, it is a 3 times 8, 24 syllables. Everybody thinks that Gayatri Mantra starts with Om Bhur Bhuva Suvaha. It does not. When I first told this to somebody, they were shocked. Their mouth opened. They're like, everybody knows Gayatri starts with Om Bhur. No, it is Vyakruti Mantra. We always worship Gayatri with Vyakruti. So by tradition, Om Bhur Bhuva Suvaha is the start. But Om Bhur Bhuva Suvaha is Vyakruti Mantra. Gayatri Mantra starts with Ta. Tat Saviturvari. That is why Ramayana also starts with Ta. Tapaswadhyaya niratam tapasvi vag vidambaram. Starts with Ta. Okay. What is the difference between the mantra and the chandas? Mantra is this mantra. Okay. Chandas is the count. If you count, Dhi yo yo na prachodayat is 8. Correct? Similarly, Bhargo devasya dhimahi is 8. But you look at Tatsaviturvarenyam, it is Tatsaviturvarenyam. It's only 7. So that is called Nishtrit Gayatri Chandas. If you have to make it Gayatri Chandas, you need the help of Siksha. You need a swara there. It has to be Tatsaviturvarenyam. Matra has to change. Then it becomes Gayatri Chandas. Okay. The greatness of Gayatri, all our forefathers became Loka Pujas, all over the world. People would rush to India to get spiritual knowledge because they did Upasana of Gayatri. Even today, the Brahmin boys, when they get to a certain age, they do a ceremony called Upanayana. And in that, the central part is Brahmopadesha. And what mantra is given during Brahmopadesha? Gayatri mantra is given. Rama Avataram, Krishna Avataram, all of them worshipped Gayatri. Gayatri has got many amazing meanings. It is impossible to explain the greatness. We can do 3 sessions on Gayatri mantra. Maja aayega wo bhi. Anyway, that's a version of what Swami Vivekananda said. I look at this universe, it is so beautiful. I believe that somebody created that universe. And whoever created that universe is also empowering the sun, which is enabling our lives. That same animation is also animating me. So I worship that great power which has created the universe, which is powering the sun to also lead me to great answers. Okay. So that is one of the meanings. It's nice. Vivekananda Bhagavan. Many people have written Vyakhyanas for Gayatri Mantra. Gayatri Mantra has an Abhimana Devata. Abhimana Devata is Savita. Okay. For accessory, Gayatri Mahamantrasya Savita Devata. There is a Swarupa Devata. She is Gayatri Devi. Most people know Gayatri Devi. There is something called Pratipadya Devata. All mantras take you to a certain destination. Okay? And the Pratipadya Devata for Gayatri is Parabrahma Swarupa. Abhimana Devata, Swarupa Devata, Pratipadya. For example, in Sundarakanda, Hanuman enters Lanka, and he has taken a beautiful small form. Vrishadam Sakamatrasan Babuva Adbhuta Darshana. Adbhuta Darshana, Hanuman is entering. That time one huge Lankini has come in front of him, and Hanuman wins over Lankini and goes into Lanka. That Lankini is Abhimana Devata of Lanka. Just to connect. People who believe that there is a supreme power, in Sanskrit the word for existing is asti. So those people are called astikas. People who say na asti, that Parabrahma Swarupa, God doesn't exist, they are called nastikas. And we don't mind. We will accept all of them because at some point of time, they keep inquiring, they will reach the truth. But we are astikas, blessed because Anando Brahmeti Vyajanati. There is we are running to almost 10 o'clock, so I'll keep this short. There is a description that Sri Datta said, that the Guru is talking about each of the Vedas and how they came to different Sishyas. He talks only about the first Prathama Ishetva Prashnasi, the 81st OV. The four first mantras of the Vedas are known as Vedadis. And Rigveda is Agnimi Ele Purohitam Yajñasya Devam Ritwijam Hota Aram Ratna Dhatamam. Yajurveda is Om Ishet Dvorjetva Vayavasto Vayavasta Devo Vasavita Prarpayatu Sreshtatamaya Karmane. Similarly, Samavedam Agna Aya Hi Vitaye E Granano Havyadataye Nihota Satsi Barhishi. Atharvana Vedam Shanno Devi Rabishtaya Apo Bhavantu Pitaye E Shamyo Rabisravantu Naha. Aisa char mantra hai. They want us to accomplish great things. And that is the mantra that Sri Narasimha Saraswati Bhagavan has picked. Prathama, when he could have talked about any of the Vedadis, he talks about this Vedadi. Prathama Ishetva Prashnasi. What a great pick. I'm not saying it because we are Krishna Yajurvedis. It is a great pick. Isher Tojetva Mayavasto Payavasta Devo Vaha Savita Sreshtatamaya Karmane. Sreshtatamaya Karmane. Let us do the best things. Let us accomplish amazing things in our material life. Become wealthy as you need to be. Have as affectionate a spouse as you can imagine. Have amazing kids. Have great house. Have great parents. Everything. Sreshtatamaya Karmane. Why are you coming here for a debate? What are you going to get? Instead, you could have come here to explore so many grand treasures. You came with Trivikrama Bharati. You could have done one Namaskara and you would have got so many treasures. Instead, you are trying to debate and you are going to lose all these treasures. So he has picked this one. Sreshtatamaya Karmane. Prathama Ishetva Prashnasi. This one I will cover less because Sri Dattaji has already spoken. Premi Anna has written a book called Vyasa Vijaya, in which he describes everything about Vyasa Bhagavan's life, including the OV that Sri Datta said, Sishya Manati Vyasasi, I say Viniviti Chaughe Jana. Vedas are known by many names, I said. Shruti was one of them, you heard that. They're also called Nigama because they do some ordering. They say, do this, don't do that. Okay, Satyam Vada, Dharmam Chara, Matrudevo Bhava. They order you to do something. So they are called, Hindi mein niyam bolte hai na. So Sanskrit, that word is Nigama. So Vedas are called Nigama. Then they are called Amnaya because they give advice. Swadhyaya Pramaditavyam. When you do your daily worship, do it with great affection. They are giving you advice. So they are called Amnaya. They are also called Trayi So some foreign researchers, they get confused because Trayi means three. So they think there are only three Vedas. So they're saying, oh, you know, Rig Veda came first, Yajur Veda came later, then Samaveda, Atharvana Veda is a recent addition. They really get so confused. Apna isme confusion nahi hai. Vedo Narayana Sakshat, it was really huge. So some portions have been given to us for ease of study. Utna hi. Why Trayi? Because of the three different kinds of mantras that exist in the Vedas. Some of them are Padya. Padya means like, you know, verse. Like Gayatri Chandas Visona, there are many other chandases. So they come in some poetic meter. Okay. Some mantras are like that. Some mantras are like prose. You have to read them like you read a paragraph. And some, especially Samaveda, is all Gana. Like when Shabari, you know the story of Shabari, no? So Shabari was going to, before she met Matanga Maharishi, she met the Sishyas. And the Sishyas were chanting Samaveda. Ahamannam, ahamannam, ahamannam. It's a great Upanishadic mantra. She may not have understood what the mantra was. She may not have understood the meaning. Just hearing the Samagana brought her to Matanga Maharishi and transformed her life. Okay. So there are three different ways in which the mantras appear. So the Vedas are also called Trayi. To understand why Vyasa Bhagavan brought it down to 4 and why he gave it to these 4 Sishyas, we have to understand a concept called Upasana. There are many kinds of Upasanas, and in the Vedas, the one that is they spend most time describing in what we call karma kandas. Karma means the actions you do, is Upasana through Yajna. Okay, Yajna Upasana for Lokakshema is the foundation of all Upasana in our worship. So Premiana in his second part has described Yajnas in great detail. What are Nitya Yajnas? What are Kamya Yajnas? What is the Prasada? Who is qualified for Yajna? Who is qualified for Sannyasa? What are the different kinds of Yajnas? Somayagam, Purushamedam, Ashwamedam, Gomedam. Srishti itself is a Yajna. What Yajnas do Devas do, Asuras do, Rakshasas do? What kind of Yajnas do you do in your own mind? Manasa Yajnas. So many different things he has described in part 2 of Veda Vigyanam. In the Yajnas, there is a process by which the Sanidhya is created through some Avahana mantras. Then there is an actual method of doing the Yajna. Do this first, Ganapati Puja. Then you offer this, then you offer this harvest, this Purodasha. There is a certain method. And then there is a certain way of stuti. You know, prayers, Lalita Sasnam is stuti, but there are many Vedic stutis. And our Yajna system is so advanced, you know, like people who do quality control, they know that systems who are advanced in quality control have self-correcting mechanisms. Okay. So our Yajnas also have self-correcting mechanisms. In a normal Yajna, there will be one person responsible for all the Avahana mantras, one person who is responsible for all the process mantras, one person for all the stuti mantras, and one person who is doing all the correction. So they are respectively called Hota, Advarya, Udgata, Brahma. So each of the 4 Vedas does each of those 4 things. Rig Veda is for all the Avahana Sanidhyam. The Hota uses Rig Veda. Advaryu, we are Yajurvedis. We hold the meat of doing the Yajna. Meat bolne ka nahi. We hold the majority portion of doing the Yajna. Udgatas, Samavedas, they do the stuti. And this is not Brahma, the creator. This is a priest category called Brahma. Those persons use Atharvana Veda to make all corrections as the Yajna is proceeding. In the picture there, you see Shankaracharya of Sringeri. He is hosting a Maharudra Yajna. Small Yajnas, one priest does all the 4 things. Normal Yajnas, one priest for each of the 4. Larger Yajnas, Premiana has described. Prakriti Yajna, Vikriti Yajna, different kinds of yajnas. Sometimes you will have 4 each. So 4 times 4, 16. Or you will have 7 times 4, 28. 16 times 4, depends on the yajna that is being performed. So that is why everything is split into 4. 10 बज गया ना, तो मैं इसके साथ I will stop with this thing. We can go and get book, book knowledge कहीं से भी मिल जाएगा. Those days it was difficult. Even books, you have to go to a certain place and get. Nowadays you can, there are people who have put so many things on the internet, and God bless the people who invented Google and the people who are running it now. Absolutely information, there is no issue. You can Google and get anything you want. Okay. But the experience that the Vedas want to give us, that is possible only if we get the grace of the right Guru. The right Guru has to apply the tilaka. Then things become clear. Whatever you need, there may be infinite, but aapko, aapke stage mein jitna chahiye, that thing will be given because the Guru has applied the tilaka, which is the key to opening the door. You need the blessings of that kind of Guru. We call them Sishya Chittapahari. The Sishya should feel, Are, kya maja aa gaya, re. 1 ghanta satsang mila, I had a great time. That is the right Guru. Because the Gurus may speak on a certain topic. What are they actually doing? Bhagavatam tells us, Yasvanubhavam akila shruti saramekam. Shruti means what? Vedas. Akila shruti saram. Whatever the experiences from the infinite Vedas through the branches that we have, they transfer their own experience. Swanubhavam. That Swanubhava is transferred. Sometimes they transfer it just through sight. Sometimes they transfer it through their words. Sometimes through what their works they have created. Sometimes through the kirtanas they have created. It doesn't matter. You will know the moment you listen to that kind of Guru, Adhyatma Deepam Atititir Shatam Tamondham Samsarinam Karunaya Hai Purana Guhyam Tam Vyasa Sunum Upayami Gurum Muninam. You will immediately feel, Are, today I'm feeling complete. It is not that you have not heard that particular, Vedas are 4 parts. Aisa nahi hai. But because some blessing works in a different way, the same words may have been used, but it opens certain access for you. And the Gurus do that only because of Karuna. They are not looking for anything. They are not looking for any Vijay Patra. They are not looking for somebody to say, Are, kitna knowledge hai, kitna baat karte hai. Nahi, kuch nahi chahiye unko. They are happy. They will open their Bhagavatam, they will open their Ramayana, they will open their Guru Charitra, and they are at peace, complete. Purnamada, Purnamidam, they have nothing required. But out of our own gratitude, we may go and do namaskara. We may go and offer some fruits because there is a Sishya characteristic. Bhagavad Gita tells us, right? Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. You have to know how to approach the Guru. Then, if the approach is right, then the Gurus will give everything. Bruyuhu snigdasya sishyasya guravo guhyamapyuta. Even if it is great secret, in some tradition they may say, no, you're not born in this region, you're not born in that family. Aisa kuch nahi hai. Snigdasya sishyasya guravo guhyam api uta. Guhyam api. The greatest of the secrets will be revealed. No issue. Just have to know how to approach, and by God's grace, you have to get into the right satsanga. There are thousands of paths, there are thousands of traditions, thousands of gurus. Our respects, our namaskaras to all of them. But Bhagavan will decide this particular satsanga is right for you. This particular guru is right for you. After that, your life feels complete. Your life, you feel so. The devotees face everything that other people face, but somehow their insides are always at some great happiness. Tadviddhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Many of you know Premi Maharaj was in his 90th year, and he passed away. So when Kapekarji and Avinashji came and said, Veda Vigyanam, I felt like the Guru himself was coming through some form and saying that this is something to be done. So I took it on as my form of gratitude, my form of thanking the Guru for so many things. I can't tell you how many blessings the Guru's shower. We just have to go like Nrsimha Bharati went, and not like Trivikrama Bharati went to Nrsimha Saraswati, and not like how the two Brahmanas came. Do not regard these two Brahmanas as the example of all Brahmanas. They are very much the exception. All Brahmanas are Brahmanaha, Brahmavittamaha. They have spent their lifetime with great gurus. They have spent their lifetime listening to great truths, listening to great scriptures. They have spent their lifetime in manana, in understanding and repeatedly doing their own meditations on the truths they have heard. Most Brahmanas are filled with great qualities. Shama, Dama, Gunadi, Sampanna. Krishna says, Sampanna. They have great qualities, these Brahmanas. We are blessed that they have held this tradition of the Vedas. I want to thank all the people in the design team who spent time with me speaking about Guru Charitra and giving me the background, so I was able to pick the portions from Veda Vigyanam to make it relevant. We'll stop here today and we'll continue next time. We're going to look at the parimanas of the Vedas, the 4 Vedas, 6 Angas. We have already looked at the start of the 4 Vedas. We will dig a bit deeper. And in session 3, we will complete the Shadangas and do some Vedanta. I had some Vedanta topics in session 1. I was going to ask Avadutji to chant a few of those. But based on all the conversations I've had, we will do that in session 3 when we complete Shadanga and the Vedantas. Sahana Bhavatu, Sahana Bhunaktu, Sahavityam Karavavahai, Tejasvina Vadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Radhe Krishna. What a blessing.
Radhe Krishna.
Radhe Krishna.
Radhe Krishna.
Thank you. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद रामकी जी. It was a very excellent session.
Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam.